All right. So another Friday, another episode of Real Talk. We have a special guest. We got Dan with Pad Scouts.
Dan Wallus in the house.
Yes. What's up, guys?
And then obviously co-host Juan.
Yeah, what's up?
So Pat, this is your company, right?
This is my company. Me and my partner, Eric, we opened up a couple years ago. So yeah, it's our brokerage, our company. It's kind of like our big umbrella for real estate and our investing.
Okay.
And then whatever crazy businesses that we have on the side too.
This is I thought it's like year 4 already.
Yeah, I think we're going on year 5 now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah,
so what made you want to be your own boss? Just do it your own way?
Just doing our own way. And obviously kind of just the fee structure and kind of the way the branding I didn't see as much branding mattered. Like, when a buyer wants to buy a house, they don't care if it's Century 21 Remax. They just care about like, can you get me this house, right?
It's you, right? They want to work with Dan.
Yeah, they want to work with the person that's going to get it done, right? Yeah. So ultimately, it's the results.
Nice.
So that kind of helped open that door of like, hey, I can do this, and then I've managed people before, and I'm like, I can replicate myself in others.
What was the?
That's hard though, man.
That is hard.
Yeah. I was curious. I forgot. What was the company previously that you were at prior to opening Pad Scouts?
Prior to Pad Scouts, I was just a sole proprietor. It was just under me. But then before that was Century 21, actually.
So you were at Century 21. Okay.
I was at Century 21, Burbank, long time ago. Old school, too.
Man, I mean, you actually mentioned something that I struggle with because it's like, what, teach a man to fish, right?
Yeah.
That's hard, man.
And the expectations are hard to meet too. I think it's hard for people to meet those expectations of like, I work a lot and I'm like really engaging and I do things a certain way, and other people don't see like, well, why are we going to do it this way? Why don't we just do this, right?
Sure.
And it's like
everyone's a genius.
Everybody's got an idea, but then when you got to put it to work, it doesn't work. And then they're like, well, this isn't working out. So I've gone through, I think this is my 4th agent that has hung up their license temporarily to a holding company.
Sure.
Because they were part-time and they're like, well, I don't know, it's not really working out. Like, you didn't really try.
Yeah, you haven't done anything.
You haven't done anything. Like, you haven't followed the steps that we brought to you.
Man, I've struggled with when I see talent that doesn't fulfill their potential. I struggle with that one. What's your advice to that, man? I still struggle with that.
I think it's kind of more of like a deep down, like they have to have a why or a purpose, right? Of like why you even get up in the morning to make the calls and do the boring stuff. Like what's going to get you to do the boring stuff that are going to get you the results.
Do you feel you ever put your why on someone else? Because I feel like I do that all the time. Because I'm like, man, you're capable of making $500,000 this year. Do this. But they're like, whoa, I'm good with 200, 100.
Yeah.
So like I kind of force my goals on them. Do you do that?
I do that, and I do that with my wife too. Yeah. I'll be like, you don't like want stuff? Like why she'd be like, oh, I'm so tired. I don't want to work. Like it's been a rough day. I'm like, yeah, but you're making a ton of money, and like you get to work from home. Keep it going. Like keep rolling, and like you can make more. It's like no, I don't want to do that. Like
I was taught in this industry early on in my career. Like when you're hot, you don't stop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? Because when you got that streak going, especially in any sales, any industry, man, when you got that hot hand, we're still playing. We're still, right? Imagine being on the blackjack table and you're hot. You walk away when you lose, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to keep going and rebound. But when you're hot, man, you just keep going.
I just think it's a state of mind. Like you have to want it. So there's a lot of people that actually want it. They actually work hard. They grind.
Yeah.
And there's people that just give up, or people that are 9 to 5 and that's it. That's all they're going to put in. They don't want to do it.
Well, for our industry, this is a game of patience.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is like a long game too. Yeah. Like you don't get some of the results right away. And it's kind of funny. Like I'll have a couple of repeat clients before I actually close that person from like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And then I'll close them, and it's like, I've already sold this person 2 houses since I've closed you.
You made a move.
Yeah. But guess what? It's like the house is double the price now, right? So that commission is almost equivalent to if they bought something 5 years ago and they buy one now. So I think it's a difference.
The appreciation is different.
Yeah.
He said something important. We had this in the meeting come up. He's like, know your why. So that's true. That's 100%. You got to know your why so that you can be motivated every day, especially in a sales position that you're 100% commissioned. So
I still struggle with that, man. Because like if I know someone's why, it shouldn't be my goal for them either, right? Like if they're targeting, 6 figures, then let's make that target. Even though I know they could do way the hell more, we got to just help people with their goals, right? Like we shouldn't put our goals on top of that. I think that's when it gets kind of discouraging for some people.
Yeah. Also identifying like what they're good at and like what they're capable of is like there's certain people that just have limitations. Like they're going to be like you said, if I hit that 100,
they're good.
I'm good. Like I've accomplished everything. They pack it up.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait till next year to get that 100. And it's like, well, you should be setting up for that. Like we know better, right?
Some of us are built different.
Yeah. It's like, it's a whole different world. And that's kind of like, I have a struggle with that. Like, why wouldn't you want to keep doing more or expand? Like we're always looking at like ideas of like, all right, I have a bunch of investors now. We're flipping with them. I'm helping people find flips, right? And then I'm like, well, why am I making them money? Let's partner with some of these guys,
and do
right?
It yourself.
Yeah, do it yourself.
Yeah.
Now here's the problem. Now I have these great deals, but nobody wants to flip them. All right, cool. Hey Juan, I got this deal. Yeah. Do you know anybody that wants to invest? And then like I'll keep that deal in hand. I don't just like give up. Be like, oh, no one wanted this one. Like to find a way. Yeah.
Find a way. I think we're very similar in that way, man. I think if we achieve something, you're like kind of like next.
Yeah.
You have that one brief moment, pat on the back, next.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. We got
that was good. That was fun. Like I want to get that feeling again. Yes. Right. Yeah.
Get that adrenaline rush, man.
Yeah. That's part of it. And so, I don't think a lot of agents
or loan officers, man. Just a different breed.
Yeah.
So he doesn't drink. Mm-hmm. So I'm not really sure how we continue.
Okay.
So I'm just kidding. So it's all good. So we're actually going to remix this a little bit. Yeah. So the videographer, Mr. JT in the house, he's going to take the shots for you.
Awesome.
So that is our format, man. So we normally get into some questions here. Some of them are invasive. If you choose not to answer, we'll just have JT take a penalty shot.
Dang.
All right. So we're gonna have some weird edits if we get him drunk.
Yeah.
And then we just want to see what's going on with you, man. So
awesome. Yeah.
So how's this year been going? Like what's going on right now? What's good? What's bad?
I think it's just a continuation of like acknowledging what's happening in the marketplace and understanding how to navigate the different changes. I've always been open to change and understanding, hey, that's just another opportunity to kind of get on top of everybody else and kind of knock down the people that are taking their time to realize like what's working and whatnot. So I think the year has been steady for me. It's stayed steady, which I was very concerned with these commission changes that are coming down. And
I thought they were good.
I think they're actually great. I make more money now, to be honest with you.
That's awesome. That's awesome to hear.
Can you elaborate on that? Like, how do you make more money now when everyone's like all scared?
Well, so you have to use the information to your advantage, right? So I've got buyers that are looking for certain types of homes, right? You look at a property that's been on the market for 120 days. Yep. We want that property, so we want to get my client a great deal. They don't want to pay my commission. Mm-hmm. The seller wants to sell, obviously, because they've been on the market for that long. So you've got to leverage that. Then you look at the agent. How many houses have they sold? Where are they at? So the perfect storm is the agent that hasn't sold something in a while, the seller that's been on the market for a very long time, and here I come with my offer, calling them.
We're dropping
do you have any offers?
Knowledge right now.
Do you have any offers? No, I don't have any offers. You have any showings left this weekend? I might want to come back for a second showing. No, just come whenever. They're so easy and going. All right, cool. Send them an offer. I'm looking for 3.5% commission, and then I send them my offer, and they're like, "Oh no, like we can't do it." Well, what can you do? Well, maybe we can do 2.5. No, I don't know. I'm giving you a great offer. It's a clean file. We can close in 2 weeks, whatever. I'll get 3%. Versus back in the day, it was like
2.25.
You're 2.25, and then you ask them, and they were like almost offended. Like no, that's what's in the thing. So like I've been able to leverage that.
That's awesome.
Or
that's the key word is leverage right there, man.
Or your buyers love you so much that they're like at closing, they're like, you did a great job. Like I know, like you're getting paid, or I don't know how things are working, but they like tip you. They're like, oh yeah, like we'll throw 1,000 at you or something like that, and you're like, all right, well how do we put that in, right? So you got to talk
funny. I want to see Dan at the closing table with that that iPad that says like 10, 15, 20%.
Yeah, no. I literally have a sheet for like my sellers now, and I just did it 2 days ago. I said, all right, cool. I know we talked about 2%, but like I did a really good job. I still send this out to all my clients. If I did a great job, can you do 3%? Can you do 2.5%? Or can you just write in an amount? And I literally got $5 more grand because
that's awesome.
They wrote that huge. In because I just emailed it to them and I said, hey, we did a great job. Any problems you can think of? And then they filled it out. I'm like, we just need it for the title company. Yeah. And they sent it back, and I got $5 more than I would have. So like think of you have to think ahead and like don't be afraid to ask. Worst case, they're going to tell me no, like go F yourself, and
exactly. Cool.
Then cool. Or that backfires and they give me less. All right, cool.
I love that, man, and that's why we have this sign up, man. We think differently. You got to think different.
Yeah,
but you got to know your shit too, though, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You got to know what you're talking about,
man. And I don't want to keep like focusing on your like tricks here, man. But he said something so next level to me was, what's that listing agent's production?
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's how you leverage that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I've been doing that from day one. Like, what's huge. Like, where are they at? What do they need? What do I need? And how do we communicate?
But you can only ask, that thing you sent to your clients about, an extra tip or whatnot, if you did a good job. And
Correct.
you did a great job. So
exactly.
that's why you feel comfortable. Hey, I did a great job.
Oh, yeah.
I know that I can send that out. So.
Different world. We can never, but different world.
Different world. Yeah. But you guys can get the referrals and keep building it. Right. And there's multiple ways for you guys to get.
Oh yeah. We can do refis.
Yeah. Hey, I'm saving you X amount monthly.
Yeah. Repeat customers
for sure.
Correct.
And then they tell all their other friends and it's.
Just keep building, man.
Keep building.
I love that, man. You got to get creative in this game, man. You got to think different. You got to be the subject matter expert. And then from there, you got to just educate people.
Yeah.
So Dan, we've been working since 2010, I think? 2010 is when I met you.
Oh, wow.
I don't know dates, but yeah.
Yeah, 2010. Because that's when AT&T was 2010 around
so
there.
So like 14-ish years.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And you still look young, man.
I still look like I did that.
He didn't have that beard.
No, I grew the beard.
So young.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, how old is this guy? 18?
Yeah. Hey, listen.
He shaves a beard. He's pretty young.
Yeah. Still looks young.
Yeah.
So
I'm a little jealous of that, man. I mean, I'm 28 and I look like I'm in my 40s, man. That's brutal.
So I was working with Dan for 14 years. He was actually branch manager of AT&T at that time. And I got back into sales. That's when the crash happened and my 2 bad years that I got back into sales and was doing mortgages part-time. And then I got hooked up with Dan and we started doing mortgages. He was doing it part-time real estate. I was doing part-time mortgages. And we back.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
I'm not looking back, man. I love this game.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't be able to work for anybody at this point. Like it's tough. It's tough.
I'm borderline unemployable.
That's the proper word for that. Like nobody would hire me in this environment that we're in now.
Yeah.
The whole team talks this shit that I'm a diva, man. So it's like I got my vision. I want to execute. I want to do it now. I don't like waiting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's how you get results. It's like I don't want to hear excuses. How can we get this done immediately?
Right now.
Yeah, like
not later.
I got this project. I need to find the money for this. Like I don't care. Like somebody's got the money. Like I always go back. We're gonna figure it out. If it's a good enough deal.
Dan's driven, so that's awesome.
Yeah, I can see that, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. I gotta afford the kids all the sports travel teams and all that stuff. And I'm trying to retire soon.
I got 25 kids.
Oh, I'm not retiring. You got a whole fucking crew.
Yeah, he's got a team.
He's got a team. How many bedrooms do you have in your house, man? Like, it's crazy.
Not enough.
He's got all these pets and stuff too, man. It's crazy.
I always forget about the pets.
Yeah. 4 pets, 5 pets.
Yeah.
They have the cats and the dogs.
3 cats, a dog,
I don't want
lizard.
And these aren't tiny dogs, man. They're
fish.
Like they're humans. Yeah.
I don't want to see your calendar of just like appointments. I got a doctor's appointment for this
baby. Yeah, kid. Yeah.
Birthday.
Schools. Yeah,
birthday. No.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, I didn't even think about that, man. Yeah, your schedule's full, Juan.
All the time, 100%.
How many kids do you have?
I have 2 kids. So boy and girl, I'm good.
Yeah,
done.
No more? Done?
No more. That's it. I got one of each. I can't unlevel things at the house.
You don't have pets either?
I have a pet. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But my dog is like, we basically forget that my dog's there. My dog doesn't bark or do anything. He's just quiet. He just exists.
So he's just lazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, is it an older dog or what?
No. Like he's like 4 years old. He's just chilling.
He's a
low maintenance dog. No like fur or anything. Like
that's awesome.
Some cat behavior.
Yeah.
Go play.
Yeah. Go play.
Here's a litter box.
He opens the sliding door by himself. So I'm like, we're good. Just doesn't close it sometimes.
He walks outside with TV and shit like this.
He's scooping.
Most disciplined dog.
Yeah.
That's hilarious, man. He's like in the bathroom lifting the seat.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Man, I'm actually intrigued for your answers, man. I love what you shared already, man. So do the honors, give it a spin.
All right, which do I go like this?
However you like, man.
Whatever you want to do.
All right.
You're the architect, man. You can do whatever.
So what happens here?
This one landed on your favorite lender. This is an old question.
Ooh, favorite lender. The one that can get the deal done, right? For for the least amount of hassle and the quickest amount of time. That's really what we're looking for, right?
With your expertise, man, what do you look in and like if you were a newer agent, what would you do to choose your lender?
So I tell this to a lot of my new agents too. I'll be like, listen, you have to have stability, right? You have to have somebody that can get the deals done, but also you have to have someone that can kind of grow with you because ultimately you guys need to be able to exchange leads, right?
Yep.
Like feed each other. So I think that's important. But like when you're first starting out, you don't know as much as you think you know, right? Sure. So you need a lender that has been doing it for a while that can explain things to you and kind of help you out along the way and then craft the deals. Because I think the most important thing that I do is I call Juan and be like, all right, how do we need to structure this offer so that it's easy for you and so that we're maximizing the best payment,
I hope people
right?
are watching this one.
Yeah.
You know? I know everyone watches our reels and stuff, man, but they need to watch this episode. We're dropping nuggets.
Yeah. I think that's really important is like the structuring of the deal because they'll be, it's like, hey, what are they worried about? Payment, the cost of the loan, or combination of both, right?
Or what's going to win the offer.
Yeah, and what's going to win the offer, yeah.
I mean, you got to think about that too, man. We get involved with these offers all the time because sometimes I think the realtor feels like they can't be too pushy, too salesy. Mm-hmm. Let us help. Yeah. You're going to do the escalation clause. You are not going to go under asking price, right? Like we'll help. Yeah. We got to be strategic with that.
This is a team thing though.
It is a team thing.
Yeah. When we're competing against offers, we're contacting the listing agent together. We're calling them. We're emailing them. We're presenting our client's offer. So
So how do you navigate? So you're a brand new agent. How do you navigate? All the lenders are like, can I get you coffee? Can I get you coffee?
Yeah.
DM, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it still happens to me all the time. Like, I'd love to sit down and be like, listen, I've got so-and-so amount of lenders that I'm already working with. Yes. Like, what are you offering me? Like, what's different? What do you guys offer? Like, do you have any leads for me right now? Like, do you have one person right now that like you can give to me that's looking for a house that you haven't given out? And then 9 out of 10 times they're like, no, but I'd love to sit down and see how I can help you. I'm like, that's how you can help me is like, bring me somebody, or can you I told the one guy, I was like, bring one of your buyers with and I'll meet you up. And he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, like bring one of the buyers. Yeah. And he's like, no, I don't. Yeah. Like,
I love that. And if you're actually a realtor that's probably annoyed with all the inquiries of loan officers, that's the best line right there. Bring me a buyer. Because we're not in the business of referrals. No. Right? We work with realtors for the referral, vice versa. So that's a great line.
Yeah. So that's kind of the way I look at it. I get some really interesting stuff. Like I've got some private lenders that I work with on certain things for like our investors that are just like insane amount of
fix and flips, hard money.
Yeah, that kind of stuff that I can give to them. Juan does a lot of that stuff, but like if they need multiple people to talk to, you've got to have options.
Sure.
But I mean, there's only so many that you can kind of work with.
Yeah. I mean, I know, realtors have this whole myth that you have to refer through. You don't. But I still, and this is probably not popular for me to say, I do think you should have a crew of 3. Yeah. For different personalities.
Mm-hmm. That too.
Right? You play matchmaker a little bit. And then who's your go-to? You should have your favorite. Right? But when it comes to like the 99 LOs that are hitting you up all month.
No.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
No, and then you touched on that point is like the personalities that need to match up. Because a lot of times that's the biggest thing is like these people just may not click and that person's just looking for the best deal. They don't care how great Juan is. Happened to us recently. Yeah. They don't care. Who's going to give me the best price and is going to tell me like what I want to hear. Yeah. It may not be the truth or they may not have looked in that deeply.
God, that's another thing that we need to talk about.
Yeah. And it's like, all right. And then I warned them. I said, listen, Juan's going to be here when shit hits the fan, right? And you need somebody who's going to come up. The cleanup crew is here. But I'm warning you, that's going to cause a whole set of other issues. And you may lose that house. Are you prepared to do
money.
that? Yeah.
You're over here chasing to save $50 on fees or whatever, but like, how many more hours of your time did you just burn through?
Yeah, he's talking about like a insane interest rate for an investment property. I'm like, okay, well, if you can get that, God bless you, but I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm prepared to, if it backfires, and obviously we'll still close it. Yeah, jump back in, but it is going to cause more issues and delays and stuff like that.
Yeah. Which is a waste of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love that you said that too. Some of these lenders will just quote rates. Like, how are you quoting a rate? You're not under contract. Right?
They haven't even seen
you're
the
a smart
contract.
consumer.
Yeah.
I mean, you pay for what you get too, right? Like,
yep.
100%. Do you want quality or do you want the desperate dude that's just going to tell you what you want to hear?
Yeah.
So
I mean, and I get that too. Like when I go to sellers and be like, oh, somebody's offering to sell my house for $600. I'm like, cool, I have you covered. I can do that. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, I have that.
But we won't see each other again.
I'm like, but that's a different service. I'm like, you got to take the pictures. You got to do all your appointments. You have to do all this. And they look at me like, oh, okay. So what's the other one? And then we start talking. It's like the same thing, right?
Just
like
selling them. Yeah.
It is. That's awesome. You know, if you want Juan and his team, and we built a team that have different personality matches. And I love the team. They do this to me all the time. They're like, hey, Doug, I need you to call this person. They're like, but we need patient Doug.
Yeah.
So they'll try to team me up as well. So I love it. So, you know, we just have different, you know, if you need a female, we got that. If you need someone that's going to handhold, we got that. If you need someone that's going to be just aggressive to the point, we got that.
You got bilingual, right?
We got bilingual.
Language. Well, we don't have Polish. That's the only thing I wish we had. Because
we're hiring a Polish loan officer.
We need one.
If you're Polish and need a new.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
Because sometimes I think I might lose out on a couple of dance clients because, you know, Spanish community, they want maybe deal with the Spanish person, Polish too. They want to deal with somebody in their own language. So, yeah.
And there's some good ones out there, man. I'll even refer a couple of Polish-speaking LOs that they don't even know I'm referring them because I know that's what they want, like the client. So it's like, all right, if I'm just going to waste my time, let me just plug you in now.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
let's not even get that far.
JT, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do this. All right, so this is going to be...
That was quite a long question one.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
All right, cheers.
Salud.
All right, thank you. Wait, I thought he only drank if I didn't answer it.
We all drink if you answer.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. If someone chooses
double for you, possibly.
We'll see. Exactly.
Oh, wow.
We've only had one person that has gotten a penalty shot.
Oh, gosh.
She's on the team.
Yeah.
Well, come on now. All right, let's do it. Let's go to number 2.
All right, let's go. Let's see what else.
Have you ever been fired?
Oh, yeah.
He said that like duh.
Yeah.
Confidently.
Wait, is it how many times or is it just no? I've been fired. Yeah. One of my old jobs in Radio Shack, I got fired.
He said, "Oh yeah,
yeah."
So what happened? Or just
like I was like in my 20s. I just like stopped caring that like I was making really good money. We were selling cell phones.
Radio Shack.
Radio Shack. I was hustling phones for the longest time, but like it got to the point where I was just like. It's a lot of hours. There's something going on with inventory. I forget what it was, but like I didn't show up for like we had to switch as store managers inventory, and like it was like a Saturday early inventory. I just didn't show up, and I was like, dude, Dan, that's like your third time not showing up to something because I didn't show up to another meeting that was like on a weekend. So listen, guys, this is my weekend. I'm in my 20s, and they're like, you know what? We don't need you if you're gonna get do, or you know, you can be like an associate. And I was like, whatever, that's fine. You can fire me. Like I'm good. And that's when I like I got into AT&T like shortly after that.
Wow,
that's fun. Man, Radio Shack, that is a throw. I'm surprised they survived as long as they did.
Yeah.
I remember when they were like down to their last year. What was that, in like the 2010s?
I don't even know.
I don't remember.
I saw them hiring everywhere though. They were all over like Indeed. They're like hiring. Like then they were just gone.
Yeah.
Like, what were you hiring for?
Yeah.
I never liked Radio Shack. I thought that everything was. I don't know.
I went there maybe like in the 90s.
I only bought one. One thing I can remember.
I compare it to like Ace Hardware. Like if you need something quick and like easy and you don't feel like going through Home Depot, like I'll go to Ace Hardware. Like I know, and then I'll tell the guy and he'll like get excited and find it like and tell me like a whole story.
Oh yes, story.
And like he even gives me the tools and I'm like I'll take them and borrow them and bring it back. Like it's amazing. Like that's what Radio Shack was to me. Yeah.
They'll assemble the toy.
Yeah, they'll assemble everything.
They'll play with you and shit. Like let's play together.
Yeah, this is amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I remember you would like plug stuff in, test it for people, like be like open up the batteries for them. That was Radio Shack.
That's
it's like 2 hours later, all this guy bought was batteries, but you guys hung out. Like, cool, I got paid.
2 hours later, you're just looking.
Yeah. So
that's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Being fired, man. I feel like people probably need to be fired sometimes to create that like, because sometimes if you're good at something, you just feel like you're just, you're untouchable.
That's true.
You need like a reality check sometimes.
Yeah. And that kind of like humbles some people too.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And there's like some Terrell Owen type people in this industry. They're just shit, right?
And I think that's what made me capable of like moving and firing a lot of people when I was in AT&T, and I was like almost like the executioner because I was prepared for the union because like you had to be ready. Like if someone wasn't performing, you had to have like tons of reasons and documentation. Like I was good at that.
He was good at that. Yeah. People were afraid of Dan. It was like,
you look like you're excited about it. It was like name tag said executioner.
Yeah, like I was like, dude,
your sales suck. You're not.
Sorry.
Going to work on time.
Yeah, like I have no remorse for you at that point. Like,
man,
you're not trying.
At one of my previous companies, I mean, I ran a big sales team, man. Like they made me do actual executions. Like we had the center conference, all glass. So if I took you during the day, you already knew.
Yeah.
And it's just like, every time I had to pump myself up, like, I feel terrible. It's a public execution.
Yeah, dude.
You're getting hanged.
Yeah.
Like everyone knows. They're like, well, he's gone.
Yeah.
Or she's gone, right? Like,
they knew.
It kind of numbs you a little bit.
Yeah, no, yeah. Yeah. It's still tough, but.
Yeah. It was brutal, man. Brutal times back in the day.
Yeah.
I had to do some crazy mean shit.
Yeah. None of that stuff you could do now.
Hell no. Yeah. So, all right, man. Shout to that.
All right. Go.
All right, JT.
What are you guys drinking, by the way? What is this?
So we like whiskey, man, but sometimes we'll have guests that want to do tequila. So we got some tequila bottles in the back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mostly whiskey, though.
Well, which one? The Woodford? Is that what you guys are
No, we're doing
Jack Daniels.
Tennessee honey.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can respect that.
Interesting.
Mix it up.
That's good.
Just mix it up.
You guys got to get that.
You're tempted, aren't you?
No.
I actually want to join you and quit drinking at some point. So,
I'll tell you which one. Like you guys, you need to mess with people. Is get the screwball one in here with the peanut butter and just mess with people.
I've done that too. We need to order like a little liquor store or something, man.
You guys need a sponsor from one of the liquor stores over here.
That's why I don't want to put any damn logos, man.
Yeah, Maria actually just got the table because we had them on the floor. We had
They're scattered everywhere.
You guys got to have a distillery sponsor your podcast. You guys
all
are good.
All of it, man.
We're good.
Yeah. I mean, Radio Shack, if they come back, right? That was a good plug.
Yeah.
We said AT&T. Can we get a free cell phone? Like,
yeah.
All right, last question, man. I'm enjoying this conversation.
Right, let's go.
What we got?
Have you Googled yourself?
Yeah, all the time.
Is it weird to Google yourself? I don't know why.
Not anymore.
I don't think so. No. I don't think it's weird.
Now you want
I don't know why that was a question.
See what comes up.
Yeah, I need to know if there's like any random ratings for me or something like that. I didn't know was on there, but yeah.
Bad review or something.
Yeah.
I don't. So we have the thing where like we'll get notified if anyone puts a bad review.
Yeah, we get that too on the Google review thing too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We got one earlier this year. We don't get bad reviews, man. I think this team is fucking amazing, but we had a bad review for a corporate loan officer. I'm like, bitch, I'm in Illinois. Corporate's in Cleveland.
Yeah.
What are we doing right now?
Yeah.
So we had to fight them to get that off. So
yeah.
Actually, I had a bad review a year ago, and it was from my relative that's in Paraguay, but they don't understand, and they thought they just picked one star, and then they start putting stuff in Spanish. They didn't even know they were giving me a bad review. I had a WhatsApp him and like message him. I'm like, hey, what are you doing? Give me some bad review.
Why are you worriing about business, man? Do I need to catch a flight?
Yeah. I'm so sorry, cousin.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a family member too?
It's a family member. It was a cousin. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's brutal.
They didn't understand, so I'm like, all right.
Well, let's do another question. Maybe we need to eliminate that because I feel like it's kind of common to do Google search.
Yeah, sure.
Let's see what else is on here.
All right, next, fired again.
Back twice.
Oh, what's your net worth, Dan?
Oh.
Sounds like you may have a penalty shot. He hesitated a little bit. I saw that beard flare up a little bit.
I haven't met with my guy yet, so I don't know. I don't think I can answer that, honestly, or even like in the realm of possibility. There's too much money flowing. And also, I don't want to know if my wife's going to watch this. I don't want her to know exactly what we want to tell her. And I don't know if
go low. Just go low.
I love it. I'm wrong with that answer.
Technically, we mark as we don't make money. Like,
that's hilarious. I'm about to sign a prenup after this.
Yeah, nothing's under my name. It's all under the corporation.
Dan is ready. Like if the feds are listening, I got no money.
So this question has come up before for us too. And I answer it low all the time.
I call them out all the time like bullshit. But I was like, oh wait, the feds are listening.
Yeah. You got to be careful.
Man, let's do it again then. He took the penalty shot though. JT's the man.
Thank you, man.
All right, man. If you were single in this industry, how would you date in this world that we're in?
Man, I always say that I would not. Like, I would just move to a pier in California somewhere and like not even have a house, just like be homeless. That's my plan. I tell my wife if it's done, I'm like, I've looked at the piers.
Great weather.
Yeah, I got San Diego. I got a pier. I'm there. Like, I'm not.
San Diego's great too.
I don't know. I don't think I would date like it goes down now. Like it's so impersonal and like you don't know people.
Is that question meaning like in the industry or just in general?
Well, in general, because I think while we're in this industry, if you're like I'm single now, I don't know how to date because people are on like this dating app shit.
Yeah.
When it was coming out when I was in high school, you were like almost like a loser if you needed that.
Yeah.
That was forever ago, obviously. But like now everyone's on it.
Yeah.
And I'm so freaking private, I'll never go on that.
No.
So it's kind of like, how do you interact and meet people right now? Because it's kind of like people don't know how to conversate anymore. You know, it's kind of just all text.
You usually meet people at work. That's the most common one. Is it?
And I'm not a crazy fan of that.
Yeah.
So like now you're
usually where drama happens. Yeah.
That could be toxic, you know. Yeah.
I think also culturally it depends too. Like if you go to certain places of like, you know, like restaurants, like I know like Polish places that like if someone's coming from Poland to visit or they just came here to start working, like they get 6 months, whatever work visa, they know the exact spots. And then all of a sudden they've got girlfriends. I'm like, you don't even speak English. Like,
how'd you do that?
How'd you do that? He's like, well, I went to this place. I'm like, all right, like amazing. Like
they get like a how-to brochure before they come.
Yeah, like what? You're about to get married? I got a buddy that's 42. He's about to get married right now. But like, why did it take you so long? That's amazing.
Hilarious. Yeah, you get invited to be a best man and shit. Like, you just got here, buddy. That's crazy.
Yeah. So if they can find a date or a partner that quickly, man, that tells you should be able to get a sale within a month.
Right. Your production should be going up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think the other part of this question was too, like, even if you are dating. Right. And if you're not, you know, married, it's kind of hard, right? Because if you get so many calls from the opposite sex, you got all these events.
Yeah.
I mean, you need a tough partner.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta kind of like set the expectations and the boundaries of like what's going on and like talk about what's happening. Like even now I'm like, all right, listen, I'm probably going to have like 2 or 3 calls after like 8 o'clock. I got clients to talk to. Like, things need to happen.
So when do you set those expectations? When you get home like that day, or like how do you do it often with your wife?
Usually we just like, I give them a breakdown. Like, all right, cool. I'm done with whatever I needed to do. I checked on all my properties. I did my showings.
Okay.
I might be negotiating something. So if somebody calls me after 8, or I got to call Juan because we need to put this together, like it's going to happen. But I usually be like, hey, I'll 8:30 to 9, I can do that or whatever. Once everybody's kind of chilled out at home.
So is your wife pretty cool? She's understanding?
Yeah.
I still think that's tough, man. I feel like even when when in my past relationship, like she already knew, but like I'll get that realtor like, hey man, I need that pre-approval at 9 p.m.
Yeah, 10 o'clock.
Or all these events that just is always drinking based, right?
Yeah.
Like,
of course.
You know, you got to have a good, secure woman or man, right?
Yeah.
So. Yeah, it's obviously there's always still a little concern, but like I got to do a better job of maybe putting my phone down. Sometimes I'm eating or something, and then I'm just so glued to it. Yeah. Like a text comes through, I gotta look at it, or an email, and I'm like,
Yeah, and I get a lot of leads from like third-party websites, right? Like Redfin leads will come through, and so I'm like usually the one that's clicking through them. But like I'll delegate, be like, now that they have this team thing where I could be like, all right, so and so, you're in charge of the leads coming in tonight or tomorrow, whatever.
That's cool.
It's kind of so like you treat it like if you're like an on-call like doctor or medical professional, right?
You're on tonight.
Yeah. So
that's cool.
I like that.
That's actually smart.
Yeah. Just you're that day. Every call you're taking it.
Yeah, man. We're dropping nuggets on this one. I love it.
Solving all the problems, man.
Everyone's production should be up on this one.
Yeah. 50%.
Yes. All right. Cheers. Last one.
All right. Cheers. Guys.
All right.
We'll let JT go on that one since we got another podcast.
Nice.
So yeah, man, Dan, talk to us about what's going on the rest of the year.
Yeah, I mean,
plans, events.
I think the biggest thing right now is just tell people that like it's a buyer's market. Like right now is where it's at. I've never seen more inventory and flexibility of like what's going on in the marketplace. So I think that's really exciting for the buyers, especially with we got all the political stuff going on, and so people are still uneasy. Yep. But as soon as that gets figured out, either way, that's when everybody starts moving on with their lives and going with the changes of whether selling or buying. So that's when traffic comes back in and it's a little bit harder. So I think that's the biggest thing that we're looking at right now. And then I don't know about the rates, and you guys are the experts at that, but technically rates tend to kind of ease and people try to make things boost the economy. So we're preparing for an uptick.
What do you say to a client that says about interest rates being high and about not buying right now? What do you tell somebody?
I tell them like, well, I think the interest rate is like the least of your worries right now. It's about finding what's affordable for you, right? And we can make that payment we can adjust the payment because ultimately the interest rate, yeah, it's a portion of that, but like there's other ways to get that interest rate down. There's buy downs and all that, right? So let's tailor it to what your options are. And then we do a good job. Like you send them 2 or 3 options and be like, well, which one sounds best for you? And then they end up always anyway, not even buying it down. They'll like just take the credit because they want to build the
But you got to give them the options though. Let them pick. Let them pick. Let them pick which way they want to go. Because if you tell them something, a lot of times, well, that's my only, they're like, well, I'm going to talk to another bank or whatnot. But if you give them all these options, they're like, oh, this person's giving me all these options.
And it's the same thing I use for when people ask me, well, what's your commission? I'm like, well, my commission doesn't matter unless we sell your house. So like, what does it matter if you give me 1%? Like, you won't have to figure that out until we're about to get a contract. Then you can tell me, right? Same thing, like, great, Juan, like the percentage is like 7 something right now, but like when you're not going to find a house for 3 months, what does that matter? Right? Like we haven't found you anything. So let's work on getting you the right monthly payment.
I'm about to put a Pascal shirt on. I'm vibing. Look, I think the reality, and you said it perfect, man. I mean, the rate actually is the least of so many people's worries. But that sounds so counterintuitive because you're like, no, I need to know what the rate is for my payment. That's the focus, is the payment. You're going to write off all the dollars of interest anyway.
100%.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So it's a budgeting situation.
Yes.
So as long as we fit your budget, let's rock. Let's get that house. So.
Yeah. And a lot of times that works out to our benefit because it's like, all right, you can get this $400K house. And on top of that, you've got that interest that's coming in. Like that's a big difference for some people at the end of the year.
Because what would be the price of that house next year once interest rates are down?
Yeah. Exactly.
Like if whoever's watching this, whenever rates come down just 0.5%, you get 2 million more buyers. So why do you want that extra competition? Buy it now. You're going to refinance. I'm not even trying to plug us, but we're, buy now, refi later. We're waiving all our lender fees. And I know some other companies may be doing that too. So what's the real concern?
No, there isn't. It's all about timing. Like, hey, are you ready to buy? It's only a good time when you're ready. Like if you're not ready, then you shouldn't be concerned about what's going on right now, right? Like if you've got a nice house and you're happy where you're at, like you're good, right? But like if everybody that comes to me now it's a life change. There's a reason that they're buying, right? So they're going to be stuck paying it anyway. Can't change it.
I love it, man. Do you have any big company events, year-end events?
We don't have anything huge. We usually partner with either a lender or one of our attorneys, and we'll do something. But usually, I come around everybody's house and I drop down a little holiday goodies and just check in with everybody. They usually like seeing me better than just trying to get them to come in one day to a big event. So
that's actually cool. It's more personable.
It's more personable, and then I'll surprise them sometimes at work too. So
we're having our event in December for our realtors and clients. So obviously it'll be at Flying High again. So you can bring your kids.
Awesome.
Be a good time.
Oh, you were there last year too. Yeah. That was super cool.
Yeah. That's always cool.
I've never been there before. I was like, oh shit, I felt like a big old kid in there. I was trying to I was like, move children. Let me get on this.
Yeah. Take out some people for sure. And then the annual Juan Racing, whoever in
I always
in the inflatables, the inflatable race every year.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I usually lose. I think I lost a dog actually.
I think I did a few races before my back was like, now we're done here. Yeah, we're done. So awesome. Cool, man. Hey, man, thank you so much for doing this. Man. I know you're busy, so that's another episode, man. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Man, so if you were single, you go to San Diego?